back, YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, as always. I appreciate that. Today, let's talk about Jusant. This is a third-person mountaineering / climbing game. You play a silent character in a barren land on a mission to climb to the very top of a structure. And in its design, it reminded me of Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, Lost Guardian. Pretty much all the Team Ico games. And the graphics are somewhat crude in a shell-shaded way, but it kind of suits the game. There's some gorgeous environments in this game, with lots of verticality and beautiful vistas. The sound is very environmental, so sort of minimalistic, but there's a very nice instrumental music here, and the gameplay consists of you climbing, which is cleverly done using the left and right triggers, and you can use the directional stick to aim to where you want to climb. And you get into a certain rhythm of the climbing, which is very nice. It can be a bit finicky and a bit tricky to climb, and sometimes even frustrating, but it's not like being glued to the wall like in the Assassin's Creed games. And it really feels that you are on this big journey. There's also a safety rope that is actually a kind of a way to save your progress of climbing. You can swing further and to higher locations. You also get this little blue companion that can alter the environments and lets you sort of climb further where you think there is seemingly no option to do so. And that's what you do in this game. You climb and you climb. And as I said, these locations can look really impressive, and the game does try to mix things up with sort of simulating the gravity and you climb against or with a bit of wind in your back. Things kind of get difficult the further you climb. But it's also fun to start looking for the optimal route. And that sort of challenges you. But the thing is, there isn't much more to it. There isn't a whole lot to look forward to, and things start to look kind of samey, and you get to climb to these sort of objectives, so they call it, but there isn't really anything there except maybe a letter to read or a cutscene of a memory, something like that, but it isn't a whole lot there. And I just don't like the storytelling through these letters. So the whole thing starts to feel a bit empty. Now, it got me wondering why these games that I mentioned, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, and those games, are sort of considered classics, even though their worlds are empty and dead. And I think each game sort of gave you an incentive to work with, whether it was guiding the blind girl in Ico or saving the girl in Shadow of the Colossus, or the interactions between the boy and the sort of guardian bird in The Lost Guardian. In the end, I think that is what is missing in Jusant. For a game that draws so much inspiration from those classic games, yeah, the game sort of misses the mark a bit. I mean, it is still very sympathetic and a fun game to try out, and it doesn't overstay its welcome, but the game feels kind of barren and empty, much like the world of Jusant itself. In a meditative way, I think this is a really cool game, but if you're looking for a little bit more substance than just climbing and a good story, then, well, there isn't much going on in this game. So that's what I think of Jusant. Let me know what you think, and see you in the next video.